Good morning, everybody. Today's Thursday, April 16th, 2025. Yesterday was April 15th, tax day here in the United States. Not sure how it is in Canada or the rest of the world, but yesterday was the day you either had to get your tax information turned in and completed or file an extension. Hope you did either one of those. Get ready to go to work right now, and I think I'm going to add something to the channel. Something quick what I can kind of do while I'm driving, kind of just get a little more in connection with you guys. So I'll explain it to you whenever I get to the truck here in this next clip. All right, we made it to the truck, just got finished with our pre-trip and we're ready to head out. But the thing that I'm wanting to add to my videos is kind of like a question of the day kind of sort of thing. Anything that has to do with carnivore, truck driving, backpacking, hiking, camping, things like that, or it's things about me or just general questions that you guys have. Obviously, I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but it would just be my opinion, or maybe you have an opinion, and we could kind of talk about that. But we'll try to stay away from like politics and religion, even though I have my thoughts and feelings about both. I'll probably keep those questions out. But yeah, if you have any questions, just put them in the comment section, and in the next video I will use your question and probably just say who it's from. Unless you don't want me to, then let me know. But I can kind of keep, like, say there's 3 or 4 questions in one video, that'll be 3 or 4 days of questions that I'll have. So I'll just kind of keep a list and just use them one day at a time. That way I'm not making videos 3 hours long with all these questions. If it's something that sparks kind of a debate in my head, and I want to just get it all out there. So yeah, that's it. If you guys have any questions, throw them in the comments and I'll get to answering them, or at least giving you my thoughts on them. How about that? That's, instead of answering them, I'll give you my thoughts. But we're off to work, so let's go. Okay, so I just had somebody in one of my comments from a previous video. She's been following me for a while, and she's asking me a question, and I was telling her that I was going to be gone for like 5 to 6 months doing the PCT, and she didn't realize that the PCT was that long. So I guess for like the first question of the day, I'll just basically tell everybody what the PCT is. It's the Pacific Crest Trail. It's one of the longest trails in the country. It starts, well, there's two points. It's a point to point, which means it's one long line. It starts at the Mexican border in Southern California, and it goes all the way through California, Oregon, and Washington and it stops at the Canadian border in Washington. So it's 2,650-ish miles long. I don't think they know the exact amount, but it's around 2,650. If you were to just draw a straight line from the point to point, it's like 1,500 miles. So it goes, it's kind of windy, so it adds a bunch of extra miles. It goes over 8 or 9 mountain ranges, like the Sierra Nevada, the Cascade Mountain Range. And it also goes through several desert areas. You walk through the Mojave Desert, which is kind of the reason why, there's a start time and an ending time. You want to start late March to late April, depending on how long you're going to go, or how long it's going to take you, excuse me. So, because you don't want to be walking through the Mojave Desert in July, where you got to go 20 miles without water. So yeah, it's considered one of the big 3 in the United States, which the other 2 is the Continental Divide Trail and the Appalachian Trail, which those are kind of like, Appalachians on the eastern side of the country, and then the Continental Divide Trail is kind of like centrally west of the United States. So there you go. I figured I'd just throw that out there for anybody who doesn't really know or didn't know that it's actually like 2,600 miles long, which is how far you walk if you do the the Pacific Crest Trail, walking all the way through. So it's gonna take me for sure 5 months. Planning on 6 just for a little buffer. So I'm gonna start in April. So I walked the Mojave April, May, and then I end up in Canada in September, which it can snow in September in Canada, but if you wait until October, you're definitely getting snowed, and there's probably going to be a lot of accumulation, so you need to end in September. So there you go. First question of the day. All right, it's 5:30 and we're done for the day. Don't forget to put your questions down below in the comments, and I'll start reading those off tomorrow. But yeah, I'm tired. Have a good night. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, don't know why you're still watching, but give it a thumbs down.